Hey everyone, how are you doing today? I hope that you're having a wonderful day. With the return of the side pony, you guys know it is time to update my 80s project pan. My 10-year-old daughter just spotted me and she was very disappointed that I wasn't wearing bright pink or electric orange or something today. I was like, hey, brown eyeshadow was very popular in the 80s. So let's get right into this update. This update was created by Jaylon. I'll have her linked down below. You can find her also on Instagram and as well as on YouTube. And this is a Fantastic Ladies collab. Fantastic Ladies is a Facebook group where they get together to do a bunch of panning projects together. So if you're interested in checking out the Fantastic Ladies, make sure and look at their Facebook group. This is a prompt-based project pan, and of course the prompts associated with this one are all about the 80s pop culture and things. So let's get right into the prompts I've been working on, and I do have some to roll out, which means I'll get to roll in some new things. For the first item, for Living on a Prayer, something that's close to being done or something that is being close to being decluttered, man, just moving on from that sentence, I have this Wish lip scrub. This is the vanilla bean one. I don't really care for it. I've only used it once. I gave myself a goal of using it 5 times, and once I've used it 5 times, I can decide if I'm going to keep it or toss it. I've only used it once, so this will be staying in the project. For the prompt, Pretty in Pink, something pink, I had rolled in my Fenty gloss in the shade Ruby Milk. It took me like 3 months, but I finally hit my goal on this, which was only 10 uses. It is a really pretty gloss, but I'm really happy to say I'm finally rolling this out. It's not really a shade of gloss that I wear very often. I like it when I do wear it though. For the prompt, 16 candles, a product that makes all your wishes come true. I have been using my Honest Beauty blush. This is the cream blush in the shade Rose Pink. I love this blush so much. I gave myself a goal of using it 20 times. So far I have used it 8 times. At this rate, this will be in till the end of the year. The problem is that I'm working on panning a blush right now, so that gets the majority of my attention. So even though I would love to use this blush every day, I haven't been letting myself. But anyway, that's staying in the project. For the Lost Boys, a black or vampy item, I had rolled in this eyeliner from Sugar Cosmetics. My goal was to use it up, and I'm going to say that goal, that I have reached it. There's still some product left in there, but to the point now where it's very, very draggy. It's not black anymore. It's kind of more like a gray. And I can't get a nice clean line with it. So this is done. Very happy to say so. For Dirty Dancing, a baby or a mini product, I thought for sure that this would be done last time. It's not yet. It's still in the project. This is the Tarte Quench Hydrating Primer. There's not much in there. I keep saying that I think every update, that there can't possibly be much more in there, but I'm gonna keep working on it until it's done. For the Moonwalk, a black or a white item, I've been working on this Ulta Beauty Glitter Primer. My goal was to use it 20 times, and I finally accomplished that. This one has been in, I think, from the very beginning maybe, or close to the beginning. And I was finally using some shadows where this was very helpful. For a while, I felt like this didn't work, but now I'm happy to have it in my stash, so I don't feel like I need to go get a different one. But this will be rolling out since I finally hit my goal. For the theme, Nintendo, something that is fun to play with, I rolled in my Kaleidos Astro Pink palette. My goal for this palette was just to use each shade once. I didn't want to give myself too much of a goal, too much of a hefty goal, since I would like to focus on the eyeshadows I'm panning, but I did accomplish the goal of using each shade at least once. I'm gonna put up a look that I did using these shadows. This is such a pretty palette. These colors go together so beautifully, and I love these more mauvey nudie like mattes over here. They're very helpful in creating looks. And this sparkly black, I just use it as liner, and it works out really well for that. I'm always happy to pull these out to give myself an excuse. I use a lot of neutrals most of the time, so pulling this out, definitely playtime. So that fit that particular prompt really well. But that will also be rolling out then. Lastly, for Simon Says, my choice, I got to just pick something to work on, so I decided to throw in this Thrive Cosmetics Eye Brightener. This has been in a project before, so there wasn't a whole lot left on it. Right now, that's all that's left. And this is what I'm using in my inner corner today, as well as that highlight on my brow bone. And that's what I've been using it for. I've been trying to avoid using other shadows for that so I could work on this. And here are my markings for that product. So that's how much I used up in a month. That is, I think, about as much as I can get through in a month unless I start putting it all over my lid every single day, which isn't gonna happen since I'm banning other shadows. But I'm happy with that. I feel like that's good. So if I continue using it at that rate, I would say a few more months and I'll be able to use this up. That would be really exciting. All right, so I have 4 products staying in and 4 products rolling out, which means I now get to roll for 4 new products. I'm so nervous. I have 19 prompts left in this project, so I'm gonna be rolling randomly on random.org for numbers 1 through 19. Here we go. First off, 13, 11, 9, and 17. Okay, number 7 is the Goonies, an item that was hard or an adventure to find. Ooh, okay. Number 9 is the Terminator, a product that won't quit. That should be a fun one to choose something for. 11 is I've fallen and I can't get up, a product that you gave into buying. I might have to look through my stash. Nothing really comes to mind for that one right away. And number 13 is I want my MTV, something that reminds you of a song, a musician, or a band. Okay, nothing's coming to mind for that either. All right, I'm gonna go look through my stash for items that fit those prompts and I will be back. Okay, I am finally back. That took an absolute eternity because the first thing I did when I turned off the camera was go like this with my elbow and knock over my tea into my bin of knitting and then the glass shattered all over the floor. So man, not only did I lose my tea, I lost my double-walled glass. One of them. Okay, anyway, moving on to this. After this, I'm gonna make myself another cup of tea. Okay, so I had a really difficult time choosing because a lot of things I came up with were either eyeshadows or blushes, and I don't need to work on more eyeshadows or blushes, but in this case, it's all I could come up with, so I think it just means that these things will be in this project for a while until I reach my goals. So for the first one, the Goonies, an item that was hard or an adventure to find. I'm gonna choose my Sultry palette. This palette actually has already been in this project before, and the reason why it was hard or an adventure to find is because before it came back this past holiday season, it was discontinued and I really wanted it. And I was looking around online for people selling a gently used one, and it took me a really long time. And this was an adventure to receive. Like the poor seller, after I bought it, she went through some serious stuff in her family and just didn't ship it. And I just, anyway, it was a thing to finally get this palette. So this fit that prompt pretty well. So I was trying to decide what I'm going to do. I do have Pan in this shade here from this project. I think my goal for this is just to use each shade one time again. And I think that's gonna take me a while, but yeah, I do think that's what I want to do. So rolling in the Sultry palette. For the Terminator, a product that won't quit, what could I bring in besides my Coty Airspun? I had this in a year-long project pan, and I don't use a whole lot of powder. I think by the end of the year, I had used something like 9 grams of powder, which I thought that was fabulous until you look and this has 65 grams in it. I'm like, oh, that will last me almost a decade. So anyway, my rolling this into the project isn't to try and use it up by any means. I'm going to set a usage goal of 50 uses on it. This is the perfect time of year for me to work on it. I do tend to mostly only use powder in the summertime. So 50 uses on this guy. For I've Fallen and I Can't Get Up, a product you gave into buying. This is where I'm choosing a blush. So I just got this blush into my life. This is the Milani Coral Crush Cheek Kiss. This was one of those that when I saw that they were releasing them, you know, so many brands were releasing cream blushes, I just wasn't interested in this at all. Like I completely dismissed it, but I kept, I kept seeing really, really good reviews. So finally I went and purchased it, and everyone's right. It's a beautiful, gorgeous formula. Like, look at that on my finger. I'm not too sure about this color. This is a good time of year for me to be trying out this coral color, but it is a super just like buttery, melty formula, and it blends in so nice. So anyhow, oh, I hadn't even thought about my goal for this. Okay, since I still have that Honest blush that I'm really, really struggling to reach my 20 use goal, I'm just gonna give myself a 10 use goal on this. That will still take a little while to reach, I think, but 10 uses on the Milani. And finally for I want my MTV, a product that reminds you of a musician or a band. I went looking through everything and certain things would remind me of certain songs, but I found the perfect item. This is a single shadow from Sydney Grace. This is the shade Blondie, and it even goes along with the 80s theme. I was so excited about that. So Blondie is a really pretty pink shimmer. Oh, that's so pretty. So as far as my usage goal on this, I've been kind of, I don't know, I just don't know what to do. I think I'm just gonna have to go with 10 uses. I don't want to sabotage my panning projects. So 10 uses on this. It will be a pleasure to reach for this shadow to reach that goal. All right, so that is my update for this child of the 80s project pan. I hope that you guys are having a wonderful start to your summer. I will see you soon in my next video. Bye.